Hamzi, and this channel shows you the world through my lens. Guys, if you're watching this on YouTube, we haven't managed to get a version on YouTube yet of my Long Pond Studio Sessions reaction. The full unedited reaction is on Patreon for free. There's a link down below in my description always for you to get to my Patreon, but I'll also link the video up here so that you can click that. I don't know if it's here or here. I can't remember. It's somewhere up here. But you can click that and go over and watch it for free on Patreon. You do not have to pay. All my videos on Patreon are free. Hope you guys enjoy. Okay, so we just finished watching the Long Pond sessions for Folklore. I mean, obviously, I guess that's the only thing that, that Long Pond sessions exist for. It was honestly so cool. It was one thing to watch live performances and kind of see like some of the production behind it and things. Like I've seen some documentaries like that, like Beyonce comes to mind. I watched something about when she made The Gift, the Lion King one, which was really cool because it gave insight to the songs. And that's what this felt like, but even more so, because it was entirely around the thought process and, the ideas behind the songs, the mindset, the mental state that she was in, the inspirations, everything. It was just so cool. I listened to Folklore and what was it, a week ago, 2 weeks ago? I don't know, a week ago, 2 weeks ago, I think. And I thought it was great. I really enjoyed it. But the way I feel about it now is like magnified. Like if I loved it this much 2 weeks ago, I now love it this much. I was just trying to give you guys a visual. This is how I do things with my 2-year-old son. Let's talk about the trilogy that's on the album of Cardigan, Betty, and August. And this love triangle, it was such an interesting thing because the first time I listened to it, I needed the help of you guys like in the comments to kind of piece things together. But then hearing her talk about it and this fictional story that she kind of created, it was such an interesting way to do it because I do think we're always looking for villains and bad guys. And in this particular instance where the male character, he messed up. He did a bad thing. And these two girls are in this situation. And I think a lot of times what happens in real life is that if let's say this is the scenario that's going out, the girls would like blame each other and say, you're the bad guy. Unfortunately, that happens a lot. Like, it's crazy. And I think it's interesting that we got those songs from the different perspectives because you felt sympathy for both characters. And, even in my opinion, you guys know I've shared some of my history and why I'm going to be biased in this particular regard when it comes to cheating and infidelity. But in my opinion, even though he was the bad guy, even the song Betty, there's moments where you're kind of sympathizing with him a little bit and you're like, like we've all been dumb. We've all been stupid. And just wish that, I wish I could take this back. I wish I could do this differently. And from that lens, you feel sympathy for that character as well. So just a really brilliantly written trilogy and encapsulating the different perspectives and managing to make you feel for each of them, right? Even if your bias has you immediately picking a side. You know what I'm saying? So that was awesome. The other songs that really, I think I gained even more appreciation for, the big one that's an obvious one is the pandemic one. I think Epiphany, I think I already cared for that one a lot, and I shared that on my regular folklore reaction. But I think her sharing kind of like the background and her story about her, was it her granddad, I believe, in World War II, and how that's how she kind of drew the parallel and some of that war imagery that she used in it, was just brilliant. Then the song with Bon Iver, I know how to say his name now, just showing this, again, perspective. Like, the perspective is so cool. He thinks this is happening. She thinks this is happening. And they're just missing each other, because from each of their perspectives, what they are seeing and experiencing is true, but their truths don't match up with each other. And you just kind of miss each other. And it's such a sad thing, but then you kind of are like, that probably happens a lot in real life. And then I know I said in this that my favorite was the Bon Iver track, but I think I'm going to adjust that. And I got emotional again in this documentary. I got emotional when we got to oh shoot, what's the name of the track? I want to say, oh gosh, I gotta look her up now. I thought she would be in my most recently played, but oh, there it is. It is in my recently played. Invisible String. Invisible String, I think for me becomes my favorite track because of how it makes me feel about my relationship with my wife. And I shared some of that again in the folklore reaction. But just there were things that were happening at that time that just made me feel like, a couple months before I met her, I was on the other side of the planet. And this series of events happened that moved me across the earth. And then when I got there as a new person, all these places just ghosted me that I was trying to reach out to and be like, hey, can I come check out your gym and facility and da-da-da. Like, I'm looking for a job, but I'm also looking for a place to work out. And she was the only one that answered. And everything just kind of happened that way. And that's just us meeting, and then everything after that too. So I think Invisible String is my favorite song for that reason. But overall, guys, I got to say, I appreciate you guys pushing me to do this. It definitely made me appreciate this particular album more. But beyond that, I think it made me appreciate her, Taylor Swift, more. Because I think she just gets such a bad rap, and you just hear her talking about things, of talking about the music and the passion and the inspiration and the feelings, and you're just like, man, she's awesome. She's awesome. And people need to stop being jerks. All right, guys, I'm starving. I'm gonna eat my salad here. I feel like I've earned it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. All right, guys, if you're still here, I appreciate you spending your time with me. I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll see you next time.